they can hear this wonderful energy you've been giving us. Are you ready? Jared, you okay? You right? Oh, no. Jared was like, ah.
Somebody sees a hamstring in the front row.
All right, let's make it official. Plano and Dallas, the surrounding counties. Please give it up for Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki. So this is your hometown.
This is, I was raised in good old Collin County, right here.
Collin County and the surrounding counties.
Note to self, do not call it Colin County.
Oh, yeah.
I made that mistake. It's not Colin County, it's Collin County.
There's a joke there, but we're going to leave it alone.
All right. Sure. At our age, it's better to just leave it alone. And Jared,
Yes, sir.
you're from near the Houston parts.
I'm from San Antonio and Bexar County.
Also known as
Bexar County.
Bexar.
It's ironic because I hate bears. Talking about bears. But it's spelled Bexar.
Bears.
So, as you all know.
All right. Well, good to know. Now I got that for my, just for me. That's my private stash.
Colin County and Bexar.
Colin County, Colin Bay, and Bears. All right, enjoy, guys.
We sure will.
Thank you, Robbie.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
What is this? Kind of, we get I thought he tossed it. I was like, oh, right on my hamstring down there. Look at this, pal. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this. There you go.
You are magic.
There you go.
Thank you.
I got you.
Thank y'all for bringing us and some pretty awesome, talented friends out to Dallas.
Yeah.
Any first-timers here?
You guys have never been to a convention before? This is only our 130th one. Where have you been?
Money.
What?
Expensive.
Bunny? Bunnies?
Money.
Funny. We're not funny enough.
Yes.
You're bored? This is going south very quickly. Pull up. We're mission.
That's what she said!
Wow. There are children's.
Well, it is a pleasure to be here. Thank you all for joining us. For those of you who are returning, it is nice to see you again. For those of you who are new, our apologies in advance. This is going to be the longest hour of your life.
No.
And I'm going to say something really quickly, but I think it's very important.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
No, I'm kidding.
I got so excited. No, we have some people. Well, we have two people that are responsible for the creation of this awesome gentleman in the audience with us. So I'd like a round of applause for Mr. and Mrs. Ackles. So y'all have them to thank and or blame.
Depending on if you're a,
Yeah. And if you ever
Team
lost,
Sam or Team D. That's
more importantly, if you've ever lost sleep watching anything Jensen's done, they will Venmo you for a sleep therapist. But
I don't think my dad knows what Venmo is.
who's that? I never met him.
It's not even a real word.
So we're swearing by rules. All right, let's see what y'all have to say.
Let's do it. Let's do it. What are we waiting on?
Let's go left side.
Left side.
Hi, I'm Paige. I'm from Wiley.
Paige from Wiley.
Yes.
Yes, that was disgusting.
My brother and I would like to know if y'all are ever going to plan to do another project together, like a show or a movie or something.
Would y'all even want that?
There seems to be an audience for that.
Yeah.
We don't have anything currently planned, but he and I think, will always be open to that when the right project comes along or the right timing of rebooting something that we've already done together. Gilmore Girls. So, yeah, I mean, to be honest, you're looking at the projects that we're doing together right here, right now. We still get to do this together, which is great, and we thank you all for giving us the opportunity to do that, because, I don't know, those many years ago when we met for the first time, had they told us that we'd be doing this, 18, 17 years later?
Yeah, I would have signed up.
I would have ripped that contract up and walked out the door, but alas, here we are.
What can you do, Paige Wiley?
Thanks, Paige.
That's your new name, is Paige Wiley.
Paige Wiley.
Yes, thank you.
Or Wiley Page. I'll shut up.
Hey, Jared, my last name is Walker, so I technically could be Walker Tracy.
Oh, wow. Well, go join the DPS and get something going, Wiley Page Walker. No, thank you for your question. And my short answer is yes, I would love to work with this guy any chance. I'm a little busy and he's a little busy, but we'll make it happen. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I'm Jolene. I'm from Northeast.
Darlene?
Jolene.
Jolene.
Oh. Y'all were saying a song about you.
That's fine. It happens. I was just wondering, since you guys had to fake being law enforcement officers on Supernatural,
I'm sorry, since we faked.
being like law enforcement officers,
Ah, yeah.
now that you're in a show, like both of you have been in a show where that's your main role, how different has that felt?
Does wearing the badge legitimately in a role or fake or having a fake badge, which is better? I prefer the fake badge myself.
Yeah, I think
Get away with more stuff.
it was great
You're
question.
not really there to uphold the law.
I think I kind of touched on this earlier, believe it or not, about the way I think he and I both approach characters. And so when Sam and Dean were FBI agents or police officers or coroners or whatever, they weren't lying. You know, they weren't like, hey, well, here's what we're doing now. I don't know what that was. It's a wonder I've ever been hired. But I feel like we approach the same way. Like Sam and Dean walked in as if like, okay, no big deal, we're FBI, or no big deal, we're CIA, or no big deal, we're this or that. What was your best teddy bear doctors? Yeah, we're teddy bear doctors.
Yeah.
I think one of the most interesting things to see an actor or actress do on camera is to see them tell the truth. Not to tell a lie. And so I feel like that's what Sam and Dean were doing, and I feel like that's what we've been doing on Big Sky longer. Yeah, it's my thought.
Yeah, sure, what he said.
See?
Thanks.
Thank you, Jolene. I like your song.
It's Dolly Parton's song.
I know, but it's about Jolene.
Did Dolly write that?
Yes.
Yes.
We know, I know what she's saying. Did she write it?
Yes.
I don't think we know.
I think we
Maybe
know.
I'll look it up. Don't worry about it. Hi there.
What's your name?
Michelle,
Hi, Michelle. Where are you from?
Dallas.
Hi, Michelle Dallas. Do you know why you're Dave?
My
Like
question
I said, it's going to be a long hour. Settle back, buckle in, fall asleep. That'll be.
So that's his pickup line as well.
It works.
Hi, Michelle Dallas. Apologies.
It's okay. My question relates to something you both indicated, which was sets are different. And besides the people on the sets, what are the differences? What are the differences in the sets? And are there certain sets that lend themselves to being a director versus an actor versus a producer?
Interesting.
Talking about just like the vibe on set, like.
I don't know, you guys both have indicated that some sets are different than the others.
Oh, I see. So Michelle Dallas was asking if it's different on certain sets, depending on the director, the actors, the producers, the writers. I think the main answer is absolutely. There are bullet points to that. There are some people, you know, what we do for a living, we're not risking our lives. You know, we can go get a coffee when we want, or a bag of chips or whatever. We have trailers to keep it warm. But I think every person kind of gets stressed out to varying degrees, but your stress is your stress, you know, whether you're a doctor, an attorney, a police officer, whatever. And so actors get stressed, grips get stressed, gaps get stressed, directors, etc. And it all kind of manifests itself uniquely to some extent. And so when you're working with people who get a little bit more stressed out, it raises the collective temperature on a set. And so if there's someone or someone's there that can kind of lower the temperature and go like, hey, it's all cool, we're playing pretend. And we kind of had a saying, and you know, I think a lot of us in this audience have had people either in our lives or ourselves possibly who have dealt with cancer. And so we'd get stressed out and be like, hey, we're not curing cancer, we're playing pretend. We're trying to entertain, like let's go help somebody distract themselves from what they're going through. We'll distract ourselves. And so we knew that we weren't curing cancer, so to speak, and kind of keeping that mindset. And I think the longer you have been in the industry and the more you've kind of worked here, there, and everywhere, and he and I have both, even though obviously Supernatural was 15 years, we've worked on dozen plus projects. If you have somebody, and if you can be that somebody that can kind of lower the temperature, it's just a lot more fun for everybody. And we, you know, I think we're pretty infamous for goofing around or playing pranks on set, but ironically, the sets that I've been on where people are having a good time, we finish under budget. We finish quicker. Because if somebody's stressed out, then what could take them 5 minutes takes them 20 minutes. And so I think we've just always tried to kind of do what we can to go like, hey, we're having a good time. We're playing pretend. You know, like let's keep this cool.
Yeah, it's, I mean, like you said though, I think it is largely personality based that sets the tone. You know, I know that and even this is, you know, this is something that I've been told from crew members, that the tone of the set is really set from the top down. So producers, directors, lead actors, they really set the tone of the set. And everybody else kind of takes their cues from how they handle themselves on set. And so Jared and I, luckily we figured that out pretty quick and tried to create a fun atmosphere, one that people felt, you know, that was exciting and people would want to come to work. And it was inclusive and it was just a comfortable place for people to create. And we were very proud of the set that he and I helped build, along with the helps of our crew and our other cast and our directors and our producers. You know, he went right on to Walker, where he is, again, at the top of the call sheet and really setting a fantastic tone and giving a great example to all of the other co-stars, the crew, the directors that come in, and now he's getting to do it for all the cast of just up on stage here at Independence. And he sets a great tone he's a great leader in that regard. I have gone on to some other shows where I am not the top of the food chain. I come in more in the middle, and I'm just a tourist, so to speak. And
I can.
Window dressing. So I've gotten to kind of sit back and experience what the different vibes, what the vibes of the set that he and I are not really the top dogs on are. And I will say that it is a different world out there. But I try to come in and I try to at least do what I can to set a good example for what I can set a good example for. I can't always make, you know, the lead actor or actress behave a certain way. I just kind of have to maybe get out of the way and let them do what they're doing. But, you know, I certainly do what I can when I get the opportunity. And I think that, you know, given the fact that we've had so much experience, and he and I have had so much time in front of a camera and doing television over the past 20 years, I take a lot of confidence in that whenever I am in a situation that might be uncomfortable. I was doing a scene with a very, very highly regarded actor, had a huge career, and having a scene, this intense scene with him, and he forgot his line, and he started screaming, and he was like, "What's the line?" And that may have thrown some people off. Been like, "Oh my gosh," like, you know, it kind of broke that wall. But I just kind of settled back and kind of grinned a little bit, and be like, all right, this is interesting. And it didn't faze me at all, and I attribute that to the countless hours that he and I put in honing this craft.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you so much.
My name is Angela. And Jensen, I know you got to work with Reba McEntire, so I was wondering if there's anyone...
What is it?
You got to work with Reba McEntire?
Yes, I did. That's not who I was talking about just then.
Is there anyone you
I didn't get to work with Reba McEntire like he did, but I did get to work with Reba McPartial. was a good one.
Leave.
I have better in here. I'm sorry.
You'll have to excuse my friend. Sorry, you were saying?
Is there someone you still want to work with that you haven't worked with yet? Like, who is your main person you want to work with?
Oh gosh, that's a
Present company excluded.
I've already worked with you, moron. There's a lot of very talented people that I would love to get the opportunity to, no, not you. That I would love to get the opportunity to work with. I mean, who was I just, I'll just randomly pick one of the many that I would love to work with. I'd love to work with Tom Hanks. I don't know why, but I feel like he's a guy that sets a really good tone on set.
I'd like to work with Tom Tanks.
No.
This is because I hate Steve Norton. I love Steve Norton. We're Jensen Ackles. Why is this not? I was hoping it was louder. Thank you. Sorry.
Someone help us, please.
We're beyond the ability to help.
All right, we're moving on. Hi.
My name's Autumn. I'm from Maine.
I'm not going to do it.
Hi, Autumn from Maine.
So my question for both of you, because I'm finishing grad school in 2 months and it's really scary, what piece of advice would you give to someone starting a brand new career?
I remember how much Jensen said he would love to answer this question.
I'll answer it. Don't think you deserve more than you do. Do the tough work. Keep your head down and do the hard work. When I first got on this little show called Days of Our Lives, are you having a stroke? You smoke toast, don't you? I walked on set my first day, and I was really excited. I was going to meet Deidre Hall, who was playing my mother. And I knew she was a big personality, that she was kind of the queen of the set.
Right.
And she came right up to me, and I was really excited. I said, "Hi, Miss Hall, my name is Jensen Ackles." And she goes, "You playing my son, right?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I am." She's like, "All right. Know your lines, hit your mark, and stay out of my light." And I looked at her, and I had a choice to make. One was, I could be like, "Excuse me? Listen, I have just as much of a right to be here as you do." But that was the wrong thing to do. You know what I said? I said, "Yes, ma'am." And that's exactly what I did for the next 3 years. And I got to study my school, getting to learn this craft was not going to an acting school or a drama college or whatever it is. I learned it on that set by watching people like her and by studying the guys behind the camera and by learning from those who I was like, they've been on this show for, over a dozen years. They certainly know a thing or two. I'm going to shut up and pay attention. And I think starting a new career, shut up and pay attention and do the hard work.
It's an amazing lesson. And it kind of goes whether you're starting a new career or you're in the same career you'll be for the rest of your life. I heard some quote, I'm not trying to remember it, but it's something along the lines of like, you can have a party at your place with 100 people, and you don't remember 90% that they were there. But the person who helped you take the garbage out when the party was over, you never forget that. Like, so whether you've been in a career for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 2 years, or it's a brand new career, you never forget the person who's there helping you move tables, helping you take the garbage out, helping you do the dishes. Like, do the shit work. Like, that'll get you further, and you'll understand more of the totality of whatever it is, whatever endeavor you're joining or continuing. So do the junk. Like, I think he and I both know like how to move marks, how to go like up the stick. Like this, we don't get an award for staying out of people's lights, but if somebody misses their mark and you can shift out of their light, then you just save the crew 5 minutes because you don't have to go back to one and do it again. You do it 10 times a day, you just save the crew an hour. They get home an hour earlier. The producers just saved an hour of writing paychecks. People see their kids. So embrace the suck, whatever the suck is, and your new.
Earn it every day.
Yeah.
Earn it.
Congratulations, Autumn. Thanks, man. Hi there.
From Waxahachie. I'm a fan of
Not Waxahachie, people. Waxahachie. Like walking.
That's right. I'm sure y'all been asked this question, but this is my first time. What's y'all's favorite or hardest episode that y'all had to film during the 15 years?
Favorite? Probably
Not when you
French
made your
Mistake.
Yeah, not that.
Hardest, probably French Mistake or the finale. French Mistake was absolutely terrifying for me. Because you're like, how do we find the way? And when we get a phone call from the writer, it's like, hey, do y'all mind playing Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki? Like, what? We're like, well, let us talk about it. We talked about it, and we kind of felt like as long as it's Sam Winchester and Dean Winchester, then we can do whatever. But it was, there was literally a scene where it was Jared and Jensen playing Sam and Dean, playing Jared and Jensen, playing Sam and Dean. I have never done that before or since. Nor
Probably never will.
Probably never will. So it was a daunting task at the time, it seemed like. The finale sucked. To film, I mean, it was great.
Yeah, I'll hop on the hardest, I think, was definitely the finale because there wasn't necessarily a physical demand, although that fight scene, that barn scene was a big fight scene. Yeah, it was a 2-day fight scene. It took 2 days to film it. But the death scene was really tough just from a personal, emotional standpoint, both me and I. And you could talk to any crew member that was there on that day. There were boxes of tissues being passed around the crew, like while the scene was going on. Some people had to leave; they couldn't watch it because they'd spent so much time with us and with these two characters and with this story that they were watching us, not Sam and Dean. They were watching Jensen and Jared say goodbye to Sam and Dean, and that was a really hard thing to. And they were saying goodbye too. Yeah, it was. It was a really difficult thing to do, but in the most beautiful way.
Right.
Because we earned that right to have that moment, and that was a special moment. But it was really difficult. It was really emotional. One of my favorite episodes to do was probably Yellow Fever because. Whenever I got to take Dean out of his tough guy uniform and put them into something highly vulnerable like that, I always thought was just a really, really fun and enjoyable.
That's amazing. And y'all, I don't know if we've talked about this, but a lot of the stuff that was the comical, you know, Dean screaming and jumping into Sam's arms, we didn't tell Jensen we were rolling. We just like had a cab run out, so he just jumped into Jared's arms and we used it in the show.
So that wasn't me doing Dean being scared. That was just Jensen terrified
Being scared of cats.
Well, thank you.
Thanks.
So much for your question. Welcome. Hi there.
Give me a minute.
What's that?
This is my girl right here.
Okay.
She's gonna support me during this.
Okay.
She sure will.
So, hi Jensen.
Hi.
I love you.
Thank you.
There's ground that you walk on.
No, you don't need to do that.
You need to do that. So my question is, about like, I don't know, maybe a month ago or so, you mentioned briefly in some con that there was a new project that was coming out. And there would be a press release soon. So, what is soon?
Soon is, you know, a calendar year. No, I will say that there was literally a discussion on Friday about how to craft up the press release. So it's probably not what you think. Probably not what you think. As far as like, oh, he's going to be in a movie or something like that. It's a little different of an announcement, but it is something that certainly moves the needle, if you know what I mean. I'm not telling you. No, wait for press release.
We need news, Jensen.
What?
We need news.
You need
We're
news?
Dude, they're not going to tell anybody.
As all the phones come up.
By the way, if you're listening closely, she didn't say we need news. She said we need news. In fairness, Norton said that, so he just gave himself a run.
We stole his thing.
Magic Mike Supernatural Edition!
Trust me, you do not want to see us dance. No.
Yes, we do.
Don't throw out a hip. I don't ever get off the floor. Just help me up. It's some exciting stuff, and you will hopefully know in the next few weeks. Soon. Yes, you'll know soon.
And speaking of Magic Mike, let's just say Jensen's needle will be moving. You should just walk off now. You should just leave. That's it. Just stop while you're ahead. I worked so hard for that. Thank you.
Also, my mom's right there. Thank you.
You know my name, and you need to know. It's Leslie Lost.
Why are you putting me down like that? She can hold the microphone higher.
It's Leslie Lostarosa, and I'm from Benton.
Leslie from Denver, thank you very much for being here.
That was an adventure. How are you?
It was, for all of us.
I'm Heather from Houston. My about playing Walker and Soldier Boy is versus playing the same thing?
Favorite thing playing those two characters versus the Winchesters?
Yeah. Ironically, I think as Cordell Walker, the stakes are higher because I can't come back to life. So, it's kind of fun playing in the realm of, I mean, this is going to sound ridiculous, but playing in the realm of reality. You know, I know it's not a documentary by any means, but it's a bit different knowing that my character cannot just come back to life. But personally, on a very deep level for Jared, getting to play a father, it's pretty cool. Because I've been a father now for almost 11 years, and so I've never been able to do that before. And so it's funny. Jen, when we started kind of dating, I think she called up Gilmore Girls. She's like, "Did you learn how to be a good boyfriend from Gilmore Girls?" And I was like, maybe. Even though Dean wasn't the best boyfriend, I learned what not to do. And then I think I kind of extrapolated on that myself, and I was like, maybe I learned how to be like a good sibling or leader from Supernatural. And now I feel like I'm learning how to be a better father through Cordell. From the stuff he does that's really solid, and from the stuff he does that's a mistake. So I feel like I've learned how to be a better, spouse or boyfriend, husband, whatever, from Dean Forrester, a better leader and sibling and friend from Sam Winchester, and now hopefully a better father through Cordell Walker.
I didn't learn those lessons from Soldier Boy. Largely the opposite of what he just said. Soldier Boy is also a father for being technical. I will say that there is.
Your mom's right there.
No, I know. There's certainly more of a freedom playing, not just playing Soldier Boy, but being on this kind of a show on a streamer. What? You should have stopped. Shut it down. Just lock it up, shut it down. And I don't just mean like colorful language, which there certainly is that, but I just mean there's a level of kind of the gloves are off. There's no real ceiling to what you can and cannot do, and I feel like you really get to explore in a way that you never really get to on broadcast TV, and you get to play in a way that you had to really kind of censor yourself, so to speak, on broadcast TV. I feel like you get to take the characters to crazier places, and I enjoyed that aspect of what I got to do with Soldier Boy. Though the toxicity with which that character kind of lived in was also fun, because it's like, people say, was it fun playing the bad guy? It's always fun to play the bad guy. But the thing was, he's not a bad guy in his mind. He's the hero of his own story. But to be toxic to everyone else was a real interesting thing to do and thing to play, because it's definitely not what Dean was, because Dean was kind of the opposite. And certainly Cordell, like Soldier Boy's moral compass is not quite what Cordell's is. So yeah, there's just getting to do something out of the box was really fun. Thank you so much.
You're an English teacher.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I asked my best question this morning, but hopefully this one is okay.
So my gut one was this morning, but second best.
It's Oscar season, and I was wondering if you have a Best Picture winner that you love, that's a favorite, or a movie that you feel like was robbed. Like, I firmly believe LA Confidential was the best picture of 1997.
Oh. Like of all time? Not just this year?
Yes.
That's great. That's a
I mean, look, I think Top Gun Maverick should have been nominated this year, but that's just me.
Full disclosure, I don't know what the nominees are this year. I don't know if I've seen any of them. With 3 kids and a couple of jobs, I don't get out much. But I will say that over the holidays, my wife and kids and we all flew to Australia. So I left from Nashville, went Nashville to Dallas, Dallas to Sydney, Sydney to Hobart, Hobart to like some national park in Tasmania. And on the Dallas to Sydney flight, I watched 3 movies. I watched Top Gun Maverick for the first time. I loved it. And I watched the DiCaprio movie with Mark Ruffalo. It's like a kind of a thriller, Scorsese.
Shutter Island.
Shutter Island. And then, they're both good. And then I watched The Incredible Weight of Massive Talent. Loved it. It is so amazing. And so Jake, I was talking to Jake the other day, and I was like, dude, have you seen The Incredible Weight of Massive Talent? He's like, It's like, what does that mean? He's like, I like the first half. I was like, what? So I absolutely, if you have not seen The Incredible Weight of Massive Talent, I cannot, well, I don't know if it's Shakespeare, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I watched it twice. So that gets my Oscar, because I think it sounds like, I think that is
that's not nominated, is it?
I doubt it.
No.
I doubt it.
Is Triangle of Sadness nominated?
Which one?
Triangle of Sadness?
Yes.
It is, right? That's my pick. I don't know if you guys saw that. You seen it? Triangle of Sadness? Oh, weird. It's almost like if White Lotus was a movie on acid.
What's White Lotus?
You don't know what White Lotus is?
I don't get out much, dude.
You don't need to get out to see it. That's literally the one thing you don't need to do, is get out.
I love White Lotus. I love it so much.
Did you see Get Out?
Yes, I did. But it was,
we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
I know what White Lotus is. White Lotus was already on.
Triangle of Sadness. It is Triangle of Sadness. It's if you haven't seen it, it's probably not for everybody. I'm just gonna warn you. If you're watching it, you're like, what in the hell is happening? You're right.
But you can always dial it down a notch by just watching White Lotus.
Sure. Yeah, which is also a great program. Yeah, I'll go with Triangle of Sadness. And one that got robbed, I don't know.
Saving Private Ryan got robbed.
Oh.
That's for Shakespeare in Love. Which was great, but Saving Private Ryan was, it lost its best picture of Shakespeare in Love.
Good answer.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. How are you?
Woo!
We accept Oklahomans here, it's okay.
Yes!
For her first con, for her birthday.
Oh yeah, her mom.
I'm gonna steal her question. She was wondering, in all the years y'all filmed Supernatural, all the fight scenes y'all did y'all ever actually get hurt or injured?
Yeah, I broke my wrist.
Yeah.
I was in the cast season 2 because I had done a sequence. I broke my wrist, I tore my back.
Got stabbed.
Jensen stabbed you in the
He stabbed me. I wasn't in the fight scene. And I was probably my fault. Remember the scene where he fights? It's the Mark Cain.
It's the big fight, the big barn fight with Cain.
Oh, yeah.
So he had that massive knife, and he comes down the stairs, and I'm looking up, and only he can go fight him. And so Dean comes down, and he's holding this massive knife. Let's say that's the knife. And so Dean has just been in this knockdown, drag-out war, and so he's kind of stumbling around.
Well, come here, I'll do it. This was the knife.
Oh, yeah.
just right in. And I felt as soon as my knee like came right up into it, and I was like, oh, that knife's in his leg. But here's the thing, we didn't stop. We literally. And then they go and cut. Don't move. Medic.
Blood coming on my hands.
Yeah, there's blood just plumed on his jeans and yeah. But I give it to my boy. He did not stop till they all cut. Knife in leg.
I could feel for a second Jensen go like, okay, I know that went in, but I think he took it off of me going like, all right, we need like 4 or 5 more seconds. And so then as soon as they call cut, he's like, dude, you good, that went in. First aid. And like blood is pooling in through my pants, and we were shooting in the winter, so I think I had underlayers on also. So we had to do, I was like, I'm fine. And so we did like another take or two just to clean it up. And by the time I could get out and see our first aid, it had stuck to my leg. So I was getting undressed. I had to like, ripping hair out so that was dry. Sometimes.
Just to kind of, cover our bases here. There were rubber knives that we have that we would use with the fight, but there is also a metal one that you use for like close-ups or when you're not swinging it at somebody.
Extremely dull.
There's no fine edge on any blades on set. But for the metal ones, they still have to come to a point to look like a knife. And that point is still pointy enough to go into the leg.
He's holding it, but the idea is that he just makes it far enough to collapse into Sam's arms. So Jensen's not a small guy, and so I knew I wasn't going to like stand up and hold him, and so I just went and kind of like went into squat mode. So here's the knife, I basically just kneed it.
Yeah.
So yes, a lot of times.
Yeah, we've twisted and bruised just about every muscle in our body doing the fight scenes and things like that. So
more importantly, are you a personal injury attorney?
You may be entitled.
But we kept going until he found rebar.
Oh.
Too soon?
Yes. Yeah, it's a killer.
Thank you for your
thanks.
How are you? Good, how are you?
I'm Mindy Uncle Noonday. Noonday.
Noonday? Is that next to Nanu?
What is the best and the worst role you've ever played?
Best and the worst role?
Can we answer for each other?
Yes. Yes.
That would be good.
Yes.
Yes. New York Minute is Jared's best role.
Best and the worst. I think I'm a fan of Jensen. Known him for about 20 years. I'll always be partial to Dean, not just because it's great on camera, but because I spent 15 and a half years working with Dean. Like Dean, and y'all, this isn't like a meaner braggadocious thing, but y'all saw what our cameras captured, but I was living with Dean. Like he existed. Jensen and I would be in the hair and makeup trailer or in the car on the way to work, reading through this and that, and then we'd rehearse, and then they'd clear out and call action, and I was like, oh, this is a living, breathing human being that is fully fleshed out. So I'm going to be partial to Dean, even though he's been great in a lot of things. I think his worst character he ever played was those brick pants.
That wasn't a character.
Well, no, just call it a character, dude. Just call it a character. Because otherwise you're
Oh,
called.
trust me, it was an out-of-body experience, that's for sure. We were supposed to do some photo shoot, and the costume designer goes, I think these would look really good on you. And I'm like, okay. Sure.
And if you haven't, for those who haven't experienced the glory that is Rick Pants Ackles, I'm going to start a Twitter handle called Rick Pants Ackles.
It's already there.
All right, your turn. Let's hear it. I'm tough.
Well, I'm gonna copy him with Sam. Yeah, because Sam was somebody that, again, I got to see in the flesh almost every day for nearly 2 decades. So certainly partial to that one. The worst character he's ever played is I didn't hear what you said. Cheaper by the dozen. For those of you who didn't know, he was in Cheaper by the Dozen with Tom Welling. The reason that he got that role was because of his acting skills, which I'm not sure he had any back then, or now. It was his height, because Tom was like, the guy's got to be at least a bit taller than me if he's going to be the bully. But no, I'm going to go with Flight of the Phoenix, and here's why. Because he died in like the opening credits. And I sat down to watch that movie, trying to support my buddy here, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna sit down and watch this. I can't wait. He's talked a lot about his time in Africa, and this is gonna be awesome. And not 30 seconds into the movie, he's the first to die, and I'm like, well, there's a whole other hour and 40 minutes of movie left. Does he come back from the dead?
Who goes out to pee in the middle of a sandstorm?
Right! It's a terrible idea.
Fair enough.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
What do you think is our best? Oh gosh. Remember, we're big and we're in Texas. We may be armed.
We may be armed. No, he's right.
Start with Jensen.
My favorite was probably Dean. And the
From
worst,
Gilmore Girls, obviously.
Yes.
the worst was in Boys.
The worst was the boys.
It was
You're gonna want to hit that exit door right there. I would not go sit back down. No, what? Explain yourself.
but it was
Nasty.
not
Nasty.
really, yeah.
Nasty.
Different.
It's very different. It wasn't the Dean you were looking for.
But it was more Dean myself.
Yeah.
Right.
It's different for me too.
All right, well,
I saw things I can't unsee.
we all did, Jensen. We all did.
Well, that's on you.
Okay, if you still have the shovel and you can dig down further, go ahead and.
Yeah. She's like, my favorite Sam, and the worst is Cornell Walker.
She might say that. All right, let's hear it.
So Sam was my favorite. I think the worst was when you died in the first 30 seconds.
All right. Well, thank you.
Smart.
Smart, very smart.
Thank you. There we go. Thank you. Okay.
That means it's time for the last question. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's literally the last one. It's the last question. It's the last question. That's it. It's the last question. This is going to be the last question. It's the last question. There won't be any more. It's the last question. It's just simply the last question. Let's talk to it. It's the last question. It's the last question.
seems to be getting harder and harder, right?
SPN family from Plano and the surrounding counties. Meet Leslie. Leslie, where are you from?
I'm from Louisiana.
Ooh, what part?
The Ritters by Lake Charles,
Yep.
but I live in Auburn, Texas.
Aubrey, Texas. All right. What is your question?
So I've been a registered nurse for 20 years. And so my question
Yeah, you're telling me. Been staring at it for an hour.
So my question is, if you guys weren't actors and you had a second choice, what would you like to do? What kind of career would you like to have had? Like maybe like when you were a kid? You know, like maybe what did you want
Yeah, I know.
That's the thing is, like, he and I started out when we were basically kids.
Yeah.
And so, I didn't.
Lives. That's all you want to do with your lives.
There you go. I was a teenager when I started on that. So, I didn't necessarily have a career path in mind at that time. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll go to school and figure it out. But instead, I went to LA and signed a contract. And after several years on a soap opera and hitting my mark, learning my lines, and staying out of Deidre Hall's light, I was like, hey, I think I could do this. And then that's when I went at it full bore. But I don't know. I'll take a little chapter from your book. If it all went away tomorrow, I would hope to find a position in an industry that helps people.
A bit similar. Bravo to you. First and foremost, my intention was to go to UT in Austin and do engineering and ultimately do pre-med, like my brother had done 3 years before me. That I've been said, my brother who is a surgeon can't talk enough about how amazing nurses are and how difficult their jobs are.
Especially after the last few years.
Yeah.
You guys are certainly heroes on all levels.
Yeah. At 40 years old, if I had to go into a new profession tomorrow, I'd like to teach. So I don't know if I know enough about anything to teach.
I was going to say, what would you teach?
Bad jokes.
Bad jokes?
Bad jokes.
You got one?
Oh, she has a bad joke?
Okay, so, hold on.
That is bad!
What kind of, or what does a gingerbread man put on his bed? Cookie sheets.